Welcome to CA Simplified Café. What's on your plate? This is episode 4. Can I skip this topic? Let's decode it. Can I skip this chapter? Have you ever asked yourself that while preparing for an exam? I definitely have. And today I want to tell you about one decision I made as a student that I was actually quite proud of at that time, and later I realized I shouldn't have been. When I was preparing for CPT, there were a few topics in statistics that I decided to leave. And when I cleared CPT, I was honestly quite proud of that decision. I thought, see, I skipped those chapters and still cleared. I felt like I had found a shortcut, and for that moment, yes, maybe I had. But years later, CA Final AFM taught me a very different lesson. There were concepts I understood, I knew the basics, but when I actually had to solve the sums, I would get stuck. And that's when I realized something. Sometimes a topic that looks insignificant today is actually helping you build a foundation for something you will need tomorrow. You may think this is just one chapter, or this topic carries very few marks, or I will leave these and focus on the important ones. And yes, sometimes exam strategy does require prioritization. I'm not saying you can never make a strategic choice, but there is a difference between prioritizing a topic and completely abandoning it. Because when you keep leaving the basics behind, at some point you may not have the time to go back and build that foundation. And that is what happened to me later. When I was dealing with AFM, I realized that understanding a concept is not always enough. You also need the foundation and practice that allows you to apply it. And suddenly, that old habit of saying I'll just skip this one didn't seem so smart anymore. So, if you are preparing for an exam right now and if you are thinking, can I leave this topic before you decide, ask yourself, am I strategically prioritizing these, or am I simply avoiding it because I don't want to deal with it? Because there are two very different things, and if the topic is genuinely part of your syllabus, don't underestimate it just because it seems difficult, boring, or less important today. You don't know where that foundation might matter tomorrow. Shortcuts can work in the short term, but sometimes the bill for that shortcut comes much later. And trust me, you don't want to be paying that bill when the syllabus has become even bigger and the time has become even smaller. So, my lesson from this: never underestimate a topic, prioritize wisely, but don't make a habit of leaving entire pieces of your foundation behind, because you may get away with it today, but you might need that knowledge tomorrow. This is CA Simplified Cafe. What's on your plate? A series about the lessons I am learning along the way, not the results. And today we decoded, can I skip this topic? I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep studying.